welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today I'm going to test a few different cardstocks with the Betterpress because I know that some people are worried that you have to buy the cotton cardstock to go with the Betterpress, which is really beautiful but it is quite expensive. So I'm going to see what results I get with some of the other cardstocks that I've got in my stash. And to do that today we're going to be using this gorgeous Cosmos backdrop Betterpress plate, which is part of Spellbinder's January release, and they've kindly gifted this to me. I think that's really pretty, and because it's an all over plate I thought that it would be a really good test for today's little experiment. So I've got 3 cardstocks that I had in my stash that I'm going to test today. The first one is the Nina Solar White £110. I do have the £80 in my stash as well, but I think that probably that won't be thick enough to get a decent result, so we'll try the £110. Then I've got the cotton cardstock, the Betterpress cardstock, so that we can see how that compares to the other two. And then I've also got some watercolour cardstock. This is from Crafter's Companion. So this is the most textured of the 3 cardstocks, but it's not too textured for a watercolour cardstock, and I thought that this might be nice to try because the Betterpress ink is the type of ink that you would use with water-based colouring mediums rather than alcohol-based. So let's try those and see if we can find one that works nicely. So I'm going to pop this on here. It actually looks like it's slightly bigger than the A2 card piece. So I'm just kind of centering it so that it's straight and goes over those lines. So then I'm going to start with the Nina Solar White. I'm going to pop it on here. Because the plate covers the whole area, I'm going to try sticking this down with a rolled up piece of tape rather than tapes on the edges, but I don't know if that's going to ruin the print, so we'll see. So then I'm going to ink up the plate with my Betterpress ink. This is just the one that comes with the actual Betterpress machine. And then I'm going to pop this over and pop it through my die cutting machine. So let's see how that's come out. So that has a really beautiful print to it, but you don't really see any of the letterpress element of it. There's a slight bit here and there. In fact, actually, it's particularly where I've got this that you can see it. So maybe I need to try again with maybe a little shim or something in it, because it's where this is behind of more of a letterpress look to it. So I'm going to actually try the Nina Solar White again, but I've cut a piece of the same Nina Solar White cardstock that I'm going to put under here to create a shim, and let's see if that works a bit better, because the print was so nice but you didn't get the letterpress look to it. So let's try that again. I am actually going to use one of these panels, by the way, at the end to create a card. So let's try that again and see if it works any better. So that time we've again got a really nice print. You can feel that there is some indentation in there, but I wouldn't necessarily say you'd look at it and think it was letterpressed. I also don't think you're going to get away with too many more shims in there, because it definitely feels a lot tighter going through the machine. So let's move on and try the others. I'm just going to put these through because you know the method of doing it now. So that's the watercolour cardstock, and again we've got a really nice imprint, but it's not particularly letterpress. So let's try that one again with a shim. So then this is definitely the best of all my tries so far. I'm definitely starting to see a little of that letterpress look. So then let's use the cotton paper as our kind of baseline to compare against. Because obviously this is the paper that's been designed to be used with it. So then here's the cotton press one, which is really beautiful. And when you compare it to this one, which is the watercolour one with the shim, which was the best out of the other ones, it is definitely a better impression. You can definitely tell more of the letterpress. But this one is still a beautiful look. And I mean, I will definitely use this one for cards. I think really it depends what you want, because this one definitely has a more premium finish, but it's also vastly more expensive than this. I'll put the prices for comparison at the bottom. The prices will be in pounds, but you'll be able to see the comparison between the two. This one is way cheaper, and you do get a really nice look to it. So I guess it depends what you're wanting from your cards, because honestly they both look really beautiful. And yes, when you compare them side by side, this is a slightly more premium finish, but I actually think that for people that have difficulty stamping because of their hand mobility, this machine is a really nice way to kind of go back to stamping if you've had problems with that previously. So then in situations like that, you might want to use this type of cardstock. And this came out slightly nicer than the Nina Solar White, but again, there isn't a lot in it. You might prefer the Nina Solar White depending on what kind of colouring medium you're going to use. So I'm going to go and colour some panels and then we'll make a card. So then I've coloured this panel. This one is the cotton panel. And then also with this one, which is the Nina Solar White one that I use the shim on, so it's got that slight letterpress look. I just coloured the flowers and then cut them out so that I can add those on foam pads and give a bit of dimension to it. So the other thing that I want to note is that I used alcohol markers to colour this, which technically is not the right kind of black ink to use with alcohol markers. You can see it actually worked fine on here. It worked fine on the Nina Solar White as well. I was going to use this watercolour, but you can see it started dragging some of the black ink on the watercolour. So I got some kind of black marks. You might not be able to see it that well on camera, but there are some kind of like parts on here where it's pulled the black ink. So I found that quite interesting that it was working with the ink differently on the different cardstocks. Obviously you wouldn't usually use alcohol markers on watercolour cardstock anyway. It was more, I was using it on that because that was the next best impression. So I wanted that kind of slightly more letterpress look, but it just wasn't working. So I switched to the Nina Solar White. So I'm going to pop these flowers up across my panel. Then that looks lovely with that additional dimension. So then I've got something else that I want to try with the Betterpress. So I've got this Betterpress plate and cutting die. It's called You Are Everything Sentiments. So it's got loads of different sentiments on it, which is really nice because you can just kind of put it through once and have all those sentiments to use. And it comes like this, and it comes with the coordinating die as well. But I want to try this out in a slightly different way to how it was designed as well. So I want to try and heat emboss using this. I feel like it probably should work because the sticky ink works on a lot of things. So let's give it a go. I'm going to use it with some ordinary black cardstock, so I'm not expecting it to have much of a letterpress look, but really I just want the sentiments. I'm not worried about the letterpress look on this one. And I'm just going to ink that up. It's actually the first time I've used this Wow embossing pad. Testing that out. It's quite nice to have a fresh one. I've not had a fresh embossing pad for years. I'm going to pop a bit of tape on the sides on this one because I've cut it a bit wider than it needs to be. So I'm just going to add it very slightly to the sides. And then I'm just going to run it through my die cutting machine as usual. And actually I can see where that's letterpressed slightly, but you probably won't even tell after I've heat embossed it anyway. Don't know if you can see that on screen. It's probably pretty difficult to see. So let's cover that with my Opaque Bright White Superfine embossing powder. So now we've got this really nice heat emboss panel. Obviously that's not the way it's supposed to be used, so you can't really tell anymore that it's like got that letterpress look. Although when you look at it, the embossing looks like level with the paper as opposed to raised. So it does have a slightly different look to normal embossing. So then I'm going to use this coordinating die to cut it out. So now we've got all of these lovely sentiments. Really nice way to get loads at once. And I'm going to use this one that says this card is full of birthday wishes. So I want to pop that up here on my card. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind here and some foam pads behind this bit. And then all that's left to do is glue it to a card front. So then we've got this really pretty card. Okay, so let's have one more bonus card before we finish with this cover plate. So because I did so many of these, I don't want to waste them. So this one's the other Nina Solar White print. And I actually have the coordinating stencils here. So I thought it'd be nice to test those out on this print. So I'm using the sticky mat from in my Altenew stamp wheel. And I'm going to add this stencil over the top. So then the mat will hold it in place around the outside. And then I'm going to go in with my Raspberry Altenew ink on this one. And I'm using my Altenew blending brushes. So then I'm going to go in there with the Rubelite on this next one. It's just a slightly lighter shade. Usually I would work from lighter to darker on these. That would be what I would recommend. But I already had the other stencil in place and I was a bit too lazy to change it over. I don't think it matters too much on this one because the areas don't overlap each other. They sit side by side. And I have to say, I really enjoyed colouring the panel that I did earlier, but it did take ages. So it's really nice to have the stencil and to get this colour on so quickly, because it means that you can make quick cards with this panel as well as the kind of more in-depth ones that we used earlier. So I'm going in with fresh lemon for these centres, and you could actually go somewhere in the middle and ink over the stencils and then add a little bit of detail with your pens if you kind of wanted the detail of the other one but don't want to spend as much time over it. So then I'm going to go with the olives for this section of the leaves. And then for this final stencil, which is the rest of the leaves, I'm going to do moss. So then we've got this gorgeous panel and it's not really taking us very much time at all. So then I can glue it onto a card front. And then I'm going to use this sentiment from the ones that we created earlier. And then I'm just going to pop that up on the foam pads. And add that to my card. So then that's that one finished. So let's bring in this one too. So we've got both versions there. I'd love to know which is your favourite. Let me know in the comments. So just to make it clear, because I've been doing a lot of videos on Spellbinders clubs recently, the products that I'm using today aren't from the clubs, they're just a normal release. So you can purchase those like any other product. So I think in conclusion about the different types of cardstock, the cotton cardstock that is sold for the Betterpress was definitely the best of the three that I tried, but I thought that the panel looked really pretty on all of the cardstocks that I've tried. So it really just depends on the look that you're going for your particular card, because it might be that there are some where you want the letterpress to really stand out, and so you want to use the cotton cardstock for a few special cards, and then maybe there's some other cards where you more want to use it as a stamp, and then the other cardstocks that we use work really nicely. Like you saw, I ended up using a mixture of the different cards for this card. I really like the end result because you've got that kind of letterpress look in the background, and this isn't as letterpress, the bit that I've popped up, but I don't think it really detracts from the card. And then the heat embossing again is another way where you don't really get that letterpress look, but it's another different way of using your plates. And I just wanted to finish this up something on a black background. And it also shows that the embossing ink works really nicely with the plates. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got a new video available. All of the products that I've used for today's cards a list in the description below, and there's also a link there to my blog where you can find a picture supply list if that helps you find what you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.